One of the most magical scenes the Lowcountry boasts are pods of dolphins breaching the water surface wherever you turn. Here to help celebrate Dolphin Week is our friend Lauren Rust, Executive Director of the Lowcountry Marine Mammal Network. Great to have you back.
Thanks for having me.
It's a big week for you.
Yes.
And you've got some big events coming up this weekend. But let's talk about just dolphins in the Lowcountry in general, about how many live in and around the waters here.
So we have about 300 resident dolphins. They are born and bred in Charleston, live mostly in the river system, and they live here their whole life.
And is it just one type of dolphin, or is it multiple species?
So we only have one species of dolphins. They actually just got named a new, they're kind of their own species called the Tamanense bottlenose dolphin, which is exciting, but that's the only dolphins we have.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that name. It's better you say it than me. And how far inland do they travel? I mean, of course, we see them in the harbor, we see them in sort of larger bodies of water, the ocean, of course, but how far in do they go?
We've tracked them going up rivers up to 20 miles. So they're really using the rivers extensively, sometimes even going into freshwater momentarily, you know, or for a few hours to feed, and then they go back into the rivers.
Yeah, what do they feed on?
They're opportunistic, mostly fish. Squid, crustaceans, crabs, a little bit of everything.
So all the things that we like to eat as well.
Yes, exactly.
So, and that kind of brings up a point. So by us fishing the waters, are we depleting their food supply, or is there enough for it to go around to everybody?
You know, in our area, it seems to be okay. We're at a good balance, but there's certainly areas around the world and country that overfishing can affect marine mammals.
I would imagine so. And, you know, we always want to be good stewards to the water and to all of the animal life that lives within them. Yeah. So what are some of the biggest threats that dolphins face, and where have we made improvements?
So locally, you know, dolphins are threatened honestly by humans. So a combination of things, you know, people harassing them, wanting to get close and touching them or feeding them, which is all illegal.
Yeah.
So that's something that can just change their behavior. And then dolphins locally are also really threatened by crab pot entanglements. So we have the highest rate of crab pot entanglements in the southeast. Which, you know, dolphins are just getting tangled. There's a lot of crab pots, there's a lot of line in the water, and so dolphins just get tangled up and they get, you know, caught up in that, which is a big threat. You know, those are probably our two biggest things.
And is it because people are just sort of leaving them there and they're not retrieving the crab pots?
It's a combination. You know, sometimes there are ghost pots, is what they're called, that are just left, they're not monitored. We know there's a lot of excess line with our tidal, you know, cycles.
Sure.
And low tide versus a high tide, you're going to have a lot of line. We also know dolphins like to play with pots. They can get in them. They scratch their backs on the line.
Oh, really?
So it's just a combination of animals, you know, and line being at the same place, you know, at the same time.
Their behavior is so interesting. Well, this is a big week for you. So the 7th annual, and this is the 7th annual Dolphin Week, but you also have a dolphin count coming up.
Yes.
What goes into this? How do you count dolphins? It seems like a very difficult feat.
So it all started with Dolphin Count 7 years ago, and it was just an opportunity to get the public to come out, learn about dolphins, get people out, you know, near the water. It's all land-based. And so we have 13 stations, counting stations around the peninsula where the public can come and join. It's free, it's family friendly. And then we are all counting dolphins at the same time. So,
so how do you do that? Because I was wondering, all right, so you see this one go by, but then how do we know that it's not breaching the other way?
It's a good question. And we have trained volunteers at every site. But yeah, basically, you know, everybody's eyes are on the water. When you see a group of dolphins, you know, try to get the best count. And we talk about how dolphins surface, they come up to breathe. So, you know, trying not to count the same dolphin every time it comes up for a breath.
You do that.
And then, you know, getting your best count on that group. And then we usually ask one person to sort of watch that group as they, you know, might pass so that you don't double count them again while you're looking for other dolphins.
It's really communal effort here.
It is, yeah. We have about 400 people signed up. So lots of eyes on the water. And we basically get this snapshot of the population that morning of where dolphins are and what behaviors they're doing.
Are they all tagged? Are they all accounted for, or do you have a lot of stragglers?
Over time, a lot of them have been tagged. They're also just monitored through their dorsal fin, so they get these unique scars or injuries over time, just like we might, get scars through time, and it's like a fingerprint. So our team can go out and take photos of these animals and be able to recognize them, and then over time, they're all monitored in a database.
Wonderful. Can people still sign up for this Dolphin Watch?
Yes.
Dolphin count?
Yep.
Okay, good. So you've got 400, but you're looking for more
Yes.
eyeballs. Okay, more eyeballs, the better. All right, so Friday, April 19th from 6 to 8 p.m., you've got a sunset kayak. That sounds like fun. That's where I've seen lots of dolphins breach, as I know many of you have as well. Saturday, April 20th, 9 a.m. to noon, that is the dolphin count. And then 6 to 9 p.m., you've got the after party at Frothy Beer.
Yes.
So it's fun all day long.
Yeah.
So make sure you go out and have a good time and do a wonderful thing for the dolphins out there that make this Lowcountry so special.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Lauren.
Thank
Great to have you
you.
back. We're back in 2 minutes.